The first instant camera hits Optical Society of America in New York City. The Polaroid land camera, Tom and Jerry Catfishing, is released, and John C. Hennessy Jr. brings the first Volkswagen Beetle stateside. The year is 1947, and this special deluxe Plymouth Woody wagon could be had at your local Plymouth dealer. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that digs cars from a road less traveled. We feature the machines of yesteryear, history, specs, design, and a lot of times it's like seeing these cars for the very first time. Post between 4 and 5 episodes each week, with engine episodes generally on Wednesdays. If any of that sounds of interest to you, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. If you have a cool lost and forgotten car from your personal collection and you would like to see it featured on this channel in mini documentary format, drop me a line at what_it's_like at avintagewebprovider.com if interested. 1947 Plymouth was broken down into deluxe and special deluxe. The special deluxe could be had in body styles such as, but not limited to, 2-door club coupe, 2-door convertible, 2-door coupe, 4-door sedan, and 4-door Woody wagon. Plymouth would offer the deluxe from 1933 through 1942. All automotive production was stopped for war production during 42 through 45. They picked back up in 46 through 1950. In 1951 through 1950, deluxe was broken down into deluxe and super deluxe. 1947 is more or less a carryover design that started in 1946. Plymouth was still using the dies from before the war, so let's compare 42 on top, 47 on bottom, starting in the front. Look at how similar everything is, but with that said, the grills are different, as well as running light placements. Bumpers are also different. The 42 has bodywork that extends below the bumper, whereas on the 47, it's all bumper. Ornamentation is different, as well as trim differs slightly, but the fenders and hood look the same. Moving to the side profile, so 42s are rare. We're going to go back to the front, and we're going to compare it to the 41, because I couldn't find any pictures of side, back, and interior pictures for the 42. So, going back to the beginning, starting in the front, you can see it's the same shape, but it is done completely different. Fenders, bezels, bumpers, grill, all different. Moving to the side profile, both the front and rear bumpers are different. The 41 has beads added for textural effect, whereas the 47, they're more smooth. Door sizes grew in 1947. The gas filler is on the same side, both having gas caps on the driver's side rear fender. Moving aft, the bumpers and the way the rear end is finished off is different between these two cars. It's curved on the 41 versus squared off on the 47. Also, I forgot to mention that the 41 has running boards, whereas the 47 doesn't have the running boards. Jumping inside to take a gander at the dash and interior situation, which they're roughly the same layout, but done completely differently. There is a full horn ring on the 47. Which one do you like better? Let's talk specs. 196.6 inches long, 77 inches wide. It rides a wheelbase of 117 inches. It weighs 3,400 pounds. Price, $1,765, which is equivalent to you spending $24,720.45 in the year 2024. Total 1947 Plymouth production was 382,290 units, of which special deluxe Woody wagon was 12,913. Moving on to engine, only one engine on offer, 217.8 cubic inch displacement, flathead 6, 3.6 liters. It's good for 95 horsepower, 3,600 RPM, 172 pound-feet, or 233 newton meters, 1,800 RPM, with a bore of 3.3 inches and a stroke of 4.4 inches. Compression is 6.6 to 1 for main bearings. When backed with a 3-speed manual transmission, 0 to 60 could be had in 23.6 seconds. It's still faster than a Volkswagen Beetle. Theoretical top speed of 75 miles per hour while achieving an average 14.2 to maybe 20 miles to the gallon. If you're in the market for an absolutely stunning 1947 Plymouth Woody Wagon Special Deluxe, this one is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania, with over 900 cars for sale when recording this episode. And get this, anybody can go peruse their inventory, whether that be online or in person, for hours of operation, directions, and to see more pictures of this very car, be sure to click the link below after the show. Let's talk styling. Look at these headlights and these bezels. These bezels have like textured effect with them. Or cascade. Cascade sounds better. Cascading effect. All of the bright bars in this grill section. Bumpers and overriders or bumperettes. This car has pedigree. It's got senior national first prize at Antique Auto Club of America in 1999, and then it won again in 2001. Plymouth, nice and proud here on the nose. And look at that mascot. Also notice how this comes to a point here. This hood has a center line that runs back to the split windshield with opposing windshield wipers. The side bumper view looks like. This car is riding on bias ply tires that are 6.00-16. Something I totally failed to notice while I was there. Look at these wheels. Look at how they are designed. They almost look like white wall tires. Also notice where the valve stem is. Super cool design. So look at this fender design. Look at how it curves out. But those fenders are absolutely massive. This front fender is just rolled behind. This car does have a cowl vent, as well as opposing windshield wipers on little pedestals. Split windshield. Also has drip rails that start right here and run the length of the car. Side mirrors are mounted right there. This car does have rocker trim. Also look at how far this wood comes out. Gas filler is on the driver's side. The fenders are rolled. Single brake light. So just take a look at this door panel. Notice it's all framed out in wood. Everything is wood. It does have an armrest as well as a door handle to pull the door shut, door handle to get out, window crank for the big window. Operates like this, and notice it has a divider here, which is very interesting. The wing window, the vent window, operates like that. But this partition comes with the window. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, you have the high beam switch, clutch, brake, gas pedal. I believe this is the hood release. Hood release, which we've released it, and this is the emergency brake and or handbrake. Just take a gander at this interior. Nice quality shut. This is what over the hood looks like. This is what first person over the hood would look like. Absolutely love it in here. It's freaking awesome. On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left and moving right. But before getting into all of that, just take a gander at how absolutely stunning this dashboard is. And you have to think, this is a Plymouth. Very easy to read gauges. Full instrumentation. Anyway, starting on the left and moving right. Starter button, oil pressure, amp meter, hand throttle, headlights, speedometer with odometer just below it. Notice the needle is two-toned, white at the tip and brown at the base. 100-mile-per-hour speedometer. Even though this car won't go 100 miles an hour, you could trace speeds up to 100 miles an hour. Coolant temperature, gasoline gauge, choke, vertical radio, and how cool is that? Just take a look at that. Windshield wipers, defroster, key, fan blower, cowl vent. Up above, there are sun visors. Here's my hand for reference. They're good sized sun visors. Rear view mirror there in the center, as well as sun visor over there. Just take a gander at all of the wood. Just look at how this is all designed. It comes to a point here in the center. Just look at that. Gorgeous. I wish I could convey what this smells like in here. It smells absolutely magical. Maybe like heaven. Underneath the steering wheel, there is adequate space to put my hand between my lap and the steering wheel. The steering wheel profile, it's really nice. I love a thin steering wheel. This is probably the perfect size steering wheel. The horn ring, look at all the different textures going on with this horn ring. The attention to detail is just something else. They don't do this in modern cars. Plymouth, nice and proud there. This over here is the heater, and you can control which direction you want the heat to go by moving this. On to the glove box test. There is our test subject. Here is my hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question. It fits in the glove box and it shuts. There is not an armrest on the rear door, but you could use this as an armrest. These windows slide. This is how much space you have to get in the rear. Also notice this seat is a stadium seat. It sits up significantly higher than the driver's seat. Here is what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a quick gander at the pillar to glass ratio. I'm in the middle seat. It's very, yes, it's nice and airy in this car. My knees are in the back of this. I don't know if this is like a spare tire. Kind of, sort of. That's exactly what it is. It's a spare tire, but it's thinner than the other tires. It's on the back of the seat. There's not that much knee space in the center. The windows in the back also slide open. Notice there is not a coat hook, but who needs one? Could probably put something up here to hang a coat if you really wanted to. There is a nice dome light there in the center. Look at all the bracing like this. Taking a real quick gander under the hood, 6-volt battery, outside the block oil filtration, which is inside that cream and orange colored canister. Coil is mounted in between the oil filler and the canister. Flathead 6, oil bath air cleaner, downdraft carburetor. Notice the intake and exhaust is all on the same side. On the positive side, awesome dash, full instrumentation, gauges are easy to read, great bodywork with wood body and a level of craftsmanship that just doesn't exist today. There is no equal to this car on sale today. And to think, this is a entry-level brand that doesn't exist anymore. The interior atmosphere is awesome. The smell is just simply great. Bulletproof power plant. It will literally run forever if maintained proper. Against it, wood bodies look awesome, but they require loads of upkeep and climate-controlled environment to ensure that it stays good. The Flathead 6 might feel a bit underpowered for this car. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. 2 scenarios today. In the first scenario, would you rather have a 1947 Ford Woody or 1947 Plymouth Woody or 1947 Chevy Woody? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for the second scenario, a bit outside the box, but which one would you rather have? 1947 Willis wagon or 1947 Plymouth wagon or 1947 Pontiac Woody wagon for just a little bit more? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me an email at what_its_like@a lostandforgottenwebprovider.com. Until next time, toodaloo!